So those guys, man, we have a unit. We got a stable back there.
A little more depth is nice to
For
I'll
sure.
be like, hey, who can play today?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We got 8 running backs back there, so that's something I haven't seen since I've been to college. But man, it's fun. I love working with those guys. They're very coachable, and they take criticism. So those are 2 special traits to have that young.
Injuries are obviously not always controllable, but how do you help prevent yourself from getting an injury this season? What have you done to help prevent that?
Just be consistent and be disciplined in the little things, just being intentional. Obviously not worrying about injuries because you can't play scared out there, but I'm not really worried about injuries, to be honest.
When you see that room get deeper, even as an older guy who's got the most run in that room, and you're setting out in the spring, does that kind of make you get a little more urgency, got to chomp at the bit a little bit?
Oh, for sure. Not necessarily with any ill will towards
Sure.
those guys, but definitely just as a competitor, you don't want to, miss out on any reps. But at the same time, I knew it was my job as a teammate that I want to be, team player I am. You have to coach those guys. You have to still give your input. So it was just more. It was more difficult on the competitive side, just in general, rather than seeing the other running backs in there. Just I can't control that, so I just try to be a great teammate and coach them from my experiences.
How's Jerry adapting to a room that's deeper? I mean, you look at the linebacker room, it's deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Running back room is deeper. Have you seen him change his coaching style at all, knowing he's got to kind of, work with more?
I think the only thing I've seen with Coach Mack is he's just grown as a coach, just with being more expressive, and he's just very happy. He's excited. That's the only difference I've seen in him. But he's always been the same guy every day. But he's definitely excited for the new backs and just the whole running back room.
How good can Dylan Sampson be? Because obviously we saw a touch of it last year, but
Right.
with him getting more reps, how good can he really be?
I mean, for him, I think it's just obviously you want to say the sky's the limit, but he can be very good. He's very dynamic. He's versatile. He's fast. He's tough. He has all the traits to become a great player, or he already is a good player. But to be the player, the sky's the limit for him. He can take it however far he wants to take it.
Last year we saw that you put on a few pound muscle mass, a little bit of muscle mass. Was there any difference this year? Did you put on more muscle mass, or was it just stay true to what your weight is?
Really just stay true to what my weight was and just trying to, move better, get in the elite shape. That's mainly what I focus on this year, just being in elite shape and being able to move how I wanted to move. That was mainly what I was doing this offseason.
The injuries have been something that's kind of bothered you at times. Did you do anything different this offseason to maybe stay healthier this year?
Definitely just be more intentional with the small things. I've changed my whole lifestyle, just as far as my diet, just getting more extra work, more conditioning. That's basically what I've been doing, just being more consistent, being more disciplined. But I'm not really worried about injuries anymore. So,
Just how comfortable are you and the offense going into training camp 3 under Heupel compared to that first day of practice a couple years ago?
yeah, it's definitely different, just because you have a better comfort for the offense, and as you get older in college, you kind of understand why you do the things you do. So just getting a better grasp on why we're calling certain plays or why certain things are, intact the way they are. So that's really been my biggest growth, just understanding why we do things we do.
Cam Sheldon was a name we heard a lot in the spring. What do you think he can bring to this offense?
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete, very versatile, dynamic. He can play receiver, he can catch, he can make people miss. He's big, he's 220 pounds. I mean, he's one of those guys, he's like a Swiss Army knife. So, man, he's really talented, and he can bring a lot to this offense.
Most 5 stars that come in, especially quarterbacks, kind of come in with a presence to them and kind of expect to play right away, and especially in today's era of college football.
Mm-hmm.
How impressive has Nico been handling the day-to-day and kind of going about his business?
Yeah, I mean, very special just because he's very coachable. He listens to his teammates, he takes criticism, and he's I don't know how old he's 19. He knows he's a kid and he has a lot to learn. And I think Joe does a great job of taking him under his wing, and just for him to listen, like, that's special. So I think he's doing the right things. He's on the right path.